Greetings everyone, it's Ingrid from thinkingthis.com, and this is a stationery unboxing. So we're going quick and dirty here because this is a lot of footage that got really sped up. So this is a brand new leather notebook that I just opened and tossed aside because I'm trying to find the hardcover notebook that fits in there. And so here I'm trying a Metri notebook. And this notebook is 160 GSM, I believe. And it came with this cool ruler, which I'm using right now, even though I'm not using the notebook in this point in time. I've actually given this notebook to my husband because after this unboxing, I discover the beauty that are the Notebook Therapy and Archer and Olive notebooks. And so I started grabbing those up. So now when someone needed a notebook, I was like, yeah, you can have this one here. But, you know, don't turn your nose up at this. This is a beautiful book. Has that back pocket like everything else, beautiful outside, and it is thick. I love the thickness. And it has, you know, the 3 bookmarks with some nice embossing on this faux leather. And here I'm going to try and stick it in, and guess what? It freaking doesn't fit. Very annoyed because I really don't like the book to get dirty, and they do get dirty over time. So I would like to use it with a cover. Here I have the pop-up pencil case from Notebook Therapy, and I also bought their stencils in the lilac color. I love the idea that this thing could stand up, and so that's why I got it, and I switch out from my hard case and shove everything I need into the pop-up pencil case. And there you go, it fits. It actually does. There was actually more room in the hard case than the pencil case, which was a bit of a surprise. Here are some stickers that they sent along with my order, and so here I just decided to stick it on there in the notebook that I use to like keep track of swatches and test things out. That's kind of like my art journal where I try things out before I go in deep to something that I'm really going to care if I make a mistake or not. So yeah, these are the Notebook Therapy stencils. Very cute. And the main reason I got these was because of the moon phases. I like to use the moon phases in my setups, and I just thought it would be cool to have something that could easily show all 8 phases. And it's just an easy thing to trace. But these are awesome. And there you go. Those are those moon phases. The main reason. Yeah, so I'm going to try these out in my junk journal, or not, it's not really a junk journal. It's, I guess, the sketch bullet journal. And so I like to do some pen testing here. I do swatches here, and here I'm going to ignore that, someone's in the background, but here I'm going to try out the Moon stencils and see what size pen fits in there. And so this is an Arteza 0.4 millimeter fine liner. Then I decided to just try out what other stuff they have there. I like that bamboo stalk. I'm calling it a bamboo stalk. I really don't know what it is, but the branch with the leaves. By the way, I just decided to show you my grid spacing guide there. This book is actually a Buki 160 GSM notebook. And here's another Buki, but this one is 180 GSM. And I was very excited to, okay, what does this mean, 180 GSM paper? So I decided to try it out. And here you see what date I actually had this book. And it's April 2nd that it arrived. And there I'm doing some smudging, some smudge tests with the fountain pen to see just how much time it needs to dry. It needs a lot of time to dry. This definitely is more for markers and watercolor. There's the Copic, it bled through, which is to be expected with the alcohol-based ones. And here I'm just trying out the markers I had in my possession. I've gotten a few more since this unboxing. So the back of this notebook is actually looking a little more filled up. And that's the Carpe Diem gel ink pen, which came with the Carpe Diem planner that I had purchased around this time. I'm actually not in that planner anymore. And here we have Pilot Friction erasables, which I do enjoy, but again, not for this kind of paper, because it even left some ghosting after you erased. And there you have it. Now I'm testing the back of the Tumbitri Metri notebook. And again, same idea, just trying to understand what can it take, trying out the things that I know are gonna bleed, like the Copic again. I mean, you know it's gonna bleed, but you need to see just how bad is the bleeding, I guess. And here we go with the fountain pen. Ink pen. That's a 0.5, which I feel is a little thick for what I like. I like 0.4. That's the Arteza gel in 0.5. Those are fun, but they're not as pretty, so I don't tend to use them on the day-to-day. And there's that Sharpie pen. And these guys, these precision Sharpies, there's a lot of bleeding. They're super juicy, and of course they're alcohol-based. So you're gonna expect some ghosting, but it actually didn't ghost there. And here's an S gel. And there's that micron in 0.02. Alright, so there's like that journal I was talking about with where I do the swatches. And so here I decided to swatch some of the Sharpie S notes, because those were also a part of the haul. I ordered these along with the notebooks. These actually tend to bleed a lot. I actually did a new test where I went over 3 times, where I went over the line 3 times, and they did bleed on that 3rd pass. So definitely something to be aware of with the S notes, even on 160 GSM paper. So here I have some old Filofax papers that are a little too wide for the dot grid paper that I've been using in my planner. So I'm gonna cut them down with the guillotine because it really annoys me to have paper of different width inside the same binder. It's hard to like flip through and look at page numbers and index. And then of course, the wider the paper, the more curled the edges become compared to the rest of the stack. So I started cutting them down, whatever was too wide, with what I was using. And so that's what we're doing here with this Layton guillotine, which now that it's August, this was filmed in April. Now that it's August, this guillotine fell and that plastic piece came off. So, you know, something to be aware of. So I've always been a rings planner type of person. I guess, you know, as soon as I graduated high school, I think in college I was still using like your basic academic planner, but once I was an adult, I got into the whole Filofax world, and I used a pocket size for a while. Not pocket, I'm sorry. I used a personal size for a while. And then I went to the A5 size. And here's that Carpe Diem planner that I got for this year, which the rings don't really fit that many things. So it's currently just a binder right now for excess notes that I have. And here I'm looking through these stencils that I purchased, various stencils to play with that I got in this haul, so that's gonna be fun. And I'm going to choose one, which then I'm going to do some pen testing with on different size, different weight loose leaf paper for the A5 size. And this ivory paper here is a 90 GSM. And you can see once I fill things in that there is going to be bleed through. Or ghosting. I guess it's called ghosting. So there's going to be ghosting here. taken forever to color this in because we have sped this up I don't know how many hundreds of times. And it's moving like you would expect something that is not sped up to move. But that's how it is when you want to stay inside the lines. You gotta go slow. And that's one thing I don't like about the Sharpie S Note is that it's very juicy and then you have to go slow. So you're gonna get like pooling of color. This is a 2-hands highlighter and I'm just trying it out to see what happens if I color things in with this one. And so yeah, there's your ghosting on the S Note. And this paper is 120 GSM. And so I'm trying it out here again, just to see what the paper can take when I'm doing my planning. Yeah, and I don't know if you caught it, but yeah, now my nails are gray in this video. So yes, it's a different day. Mom life. I definitely cannot do all the filming for one video in one day. And sometimes weeks pass before I finish executing, and that's probably what happened here. Yeah, and this paper, this is also 120 GSM paper. That white sheet of paper was also 120 GSM. And that was dot grid. And it came pre-punched. Along with this pink here. This pink came pre-punched. And so yeah, we've got about 2 minutes to go. There are more unboxings that have been recorded to be voiced over, which I hope I can bang out pretty quickly, imperfect as they probably are. This paper right here is 160 GSM. And so here I'm trying out those precision Sharpies, which you do not expect them to hold up. So I just like to know what the limits are. So yeah. And that kind of cut out there real quick. I didn't even see what happened there. I didn't even show you guys what that looks like behind there. And I'm here going into my sketch journal again and trying out that juicy Sharpie to see how bad it's gonna bleed. And again, these S notes bleed on this paper, which was a little bit disappointing. You know, I was like, bro, isn't this a marker? Why is this bleeding? But it did. Yeah. be sure to subscribe to see more stationery unboxings and planning videos. Only love prevails.